Thank you for watching this edition of the program. I'm John Locke.
And I'm Mary Evers. It wasn't the turnout the town was hoping for, but 846 people voted in the annual town election on April 27th, and all of those that ran uncontested won their seats. Fred Chase and Frank Souza retained their seats on the council, while Matt Rushton takes over Ted Haley's seat. Richard Florence won his way to a spot on the BR School Committee, while Susan Prewandowski retained the Raynham seat.
There was one race on the ballot, the Public Library Trustees, which had 3 spots available for 4 candidates. Nancy Sarno and Janet Dye remain on the trustees, while Danielle Oliari won the 3rd spot.
There was one question on the ballot that could have changed some of the ways business was conducted in the town, including changing the town clerk from elected to appointed. That one question, with numerous changes, failed by a tally of 481 to 335.
With Matt Rushton joining the town council, Ted Haley, who has served as council president for the past year, led his final meeting on April 23rd, and during his councilor comments urged residents to take part in town government instead of talking about it on social media.
Get off social media and come into this building once in a while, folks. You know, the folks that I see in Bridgewater residents, Bridgewater 02324, Bridgewater various things. There's a lot of armchairing going on, a lot of mouse clicking, keystroking, thumb swiping. Let's get in here, take action. I kind of leapt off of social media, landed in the president's seat. Pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. It's going to look nice in my resume. Feels good. And when I talk from this microphone, people listen, some because they have to, and some because they can and are open to listen. If you're open to speak, open to listen, listen to both sides, do what's best for the town. Get on here. Do it from the council, do it from the committee. There's obviously seats that are open, are going to be open.
The council wasn't the only major government board saying farewell to a member after the election. Julius Claparis received congratulations and thanks for the past 6 years on the BR School Committee during their April meeting. In 2013, Claparis won her seat running a write-in campaign, and in the 6 years since has been an extremely hard worker for the committee and someone who leaves big shoes to fill.
Except for the last year, I served with you for those 6 years as well, and I can tell you I don't think anybody who put more thought into every vote that you took, Julie, and I know agonized on it sometimes, and you always had the best interests of the children at heart. And for that, as a member of the town of Raynham, as a former school committee member, and member of the Board of Selectmen, thank you so much for all of that.
As the towns of Bridgewater and Raynham and the BR School District continue to work on their budgets for FY20, the big word is assessment. Bridgewater has been working on its assessment to the district and potentially working on matching the percentage increase to reflect what Raynham will add to their assessment. Town Manager Michael Dutton told the councilors at their April 23rd meeting that their requests looking to add more funds to the assessment have not gone unheard, and that there are plans to try to close the gap between the two towns.
Council's requests have certainly not gone unheard. I've worked with Finance Director Tony Salmonti over the past couple of weeks, but certainly the last week, to try to get to a point where we can provide some additional money to the school district to come closer to their tentative assessment. And we think we will get at least part of the way there. I don't know if we can get the entire way there, but that's supplemental. We'll do that as a supplemental budget request.
What's getting in the way of us getting all the way there?
We're trying to piece together. We do have some more final numbers on our new growth, and I don't have those with me, but they're in the $200,000 range. So we're allocating that and fine tuning, other revenue projections to try to get there. But it's just the dollars. It has to do with the revenue, and we now know what we have for new growth. We were using an estimate before. We now know, and I'll give kudos to the finance department and especially the assessor's office, who's responsible for developing the new growth calculations. This is the earliest we've ever had new growth, so I give them credit.
There's a public hearing on the FY20 annual town budget that will take place on May 14th in the council chambers at the Academy building. And we'll have the meeting for you on BTV. You can also watch it anytime, anywhere online using our social media pages or on btvaccess.com. The Bridgewater Public Library is now without a director. Earlier this month, its former leader, Sean Daly, left his job. Daly had been serving at his post since May of 2010 and will be replaced by acting director Ann Gerald. Though there has been no official reason for Daley's sudden departure, it has been speculated that it is something to do with the current legal battle involving the library and Daley. The library and Daley are currently being sued by the family of an East Bridgewater man for violating the Americans with Disability Act. The library banned the man in 2016 for what they claimed was inappropriate behavior towards their other patrons and staff members, but his family claimed that his actions were not out of malice, but the effects of his autism diagnosis. The library has yet to make a comment about the situation and has directed all inquiries to the town manager's office, who has also declined to comment.
At Bridgewater State University, students and staff, along with members from the Bridgewater Citizens for Civility and Respect, came together to remember a pair of hate-fueled attacks. On eastern Sri Lanka, more than 300 people were killed in a series of attacks at churches and hotels, forcing the closure of places of worship in the country. A few days later, at a synagogue near San Diego, a 19-year-old man opened fire during a service, killing one person and injuring several more. Regardless of where the attacks are taking place, the group that came together at the university made the statement clear: there's no place for hate.
We do that to voice our collective rejection and condemnation and denunciation to hate, violence, and the slaughtering of our Christian sisters, brothers, children in Sri Lanka.
This act should be condemned deeply from our heart before we say it in words. I cannot say anything except that people take religions as excuses to do things, which is the opposite of the message of any religion. I feel deeply sorry, hurt inside, as I said, as a human being, that this can happen, that this can be accepted by any means. My sincere condolences, my prayers to those families and victims to alleviate their pain, to give them patience, peace, and tranquility.
Businesses from around town had to be vigilant after reports of break-ins around the area. 46-year-old Theodore Kernan of Bridgewater has been charged with 4 counts of breaking and entering into a building, 4 counts of malicious destruction of property, and 3 counts of larceny. During the week of April 15th, Kernan reportedly broke into Bridgewater Farm Supply on Plymouth Street, King Garden on Winter Street, the Salvation Army on Main Street, and the Dunkin' Donuts on Pleasant Street, which you're looking at right now. You can see Kernan breaking the window and climbing in, taking the drawer which contained money. He is also accused of taking money from Salvation Army and King Garden. The 46-year-old was arrested outside of his home on April 18th. He pled not guilty and must wear a GPS device and was released on $500 bail. He awaits his next court date on May 13th. Now, there was a 5th break-in that was thought to be associated with this case at the Bridgewater Auto Wash. However, the police department says that it appears to be a separate incident.
Over 150 residents came out to help kick off another year of the Bridgewater Hometown Heroes program. Banners featuring veterans from Bridgewater were hung in the walls around the Vets Club with a short description of each person. Some of the veterans that were on the banners were in attendance, which served as a great conversation starter. Paul Monty, the father of Sergeant First Class Jared Monty, spoke to those that came out for the night. Jared, who lived in Rainham, was killed in an attack in Afghanistan in 2006 and was posthumously awarded the Medal of Honor in 2009. Spreading the story of local veterans like Jared is a goal of the Hometown Heroes program. David Moore helped start this program, and he said that the group is looking for local female veterans to put on banners along with descriptions. The banners are expected to be hung in time for Memorial Day. If you'd like to order a banner or need more information, you can email bhhbanners@gmail.com.
You may remember, or maybe even ran in the Bridgewater Police 5K and Kids 1 Mile Fun Run back in September. The event featured runners participating to help raise funds for America's Vet Dog. The program now partners prisoners with dogs to help train them for veterans and first responders, and on the weekend, the dogs are actually matched up with members of the general public. Well, a direct result of the Bridgewater success is coming to town. You can see the puppy right there. With the money raised in the 5K, a puppy could be named, and the BPD 5K group went with Cruiser. The 18-pound Labrador puppy will be trained and will be making his rounds around Bridgewater. We'll have more on Cruiser and the 5K coming up on Bridgewater Now and Bridgewater Review.
October 28, 2018, a date that the Red Sox fans will be remembering for ages. A record-setting 108 regular season wins, and more importantly, 11 postseason wins, adding up to the 9th championship for the Sox. Members of the Red Sox Nation celebrated the victory in many ways, including a championship parade in Boston.
But just 6 months later, the trophy representing potentially the greatest Sox team came here to Bridgewater at BSU's Rondeau Campus Center. And we talked to Bridgewater State President Fred Clark, who said a celebration by the students that may have gotten out of hand in October actually served as a visual on why the trophy had to come to Bridgewater.
First of all, after the Red Sox won the World Series, our students had an incredible celebration on campus. They went maybe a little far in their celebration. I said to myself, you know what? Our students are gigantic Red Sox fans. What can we do to continue the celebration in a safe way? So just a little bit after that, we called the Red Sox. We had the president of the Red Sox here at Bridgewater, Sam Kennedy, as a speaker. So we called the president of the Red Sox, said, would it be okay to get the Red Sox trophy here because our students love the Red Sox? So he said, absolutely. So anyway, our students are, I think, thrilled to have an opportunity to take a picture with the World Series trophy, and there's a lot of smiles here at BSU. I'm here with my wife and my daughter also, and I would just say that BSU is a center of Red Sox Nation, and our spirit and love for the Red Sox is alive and well.
Go Red Sox, go Wizards!
On Patriots Day, tens of thousands came out to run in the Boston Marathon, and that included a few runners from Bridgewater. We'll have their names coming up.
Plus, what some people may be getting rid of could be what some people are looking for. We'll show you what some vendors are selling at this year's Lions Academy Club Craft Fair and Flea Market.
As we go to break, the Bridgewater State University Alumni Chamber Choir held its spring concert at Central Square. The concert is available online at btvaccess.com. Here's a sample of some of the music you'll hear.
Hey, Hard, what's this?
That's my resignation letter.
You're resigning.
Why? Because you're constantly ignoring me. You're half as active as you used to be, and you get stuff like this. You've been putting me under a lot of pressure lately. That's why I'm ready to quit.
I forgot. I'll do better. Please, don't quit on me.
Okay, but remember, it's not what you say, it's what you do.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you.
Let's go for a walk.
Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
Why do you think your mommy or daddy are always telling you, don't put that in your mouth? Let's find out.
Hi, kids. Why are we on television anyway? We're here to tell a little story about why you shouldn't put things into your mouth when you don't know what they are. But you can help me sing a song about eating things that don't belong inside you.
Okay. Don't you put it in your mouth. Don't you stuff it in your face. Don't stuff it in your face. Remember, boys and girls, don't put it in your mouth.
Always ask someone you love before you put anything in your mouth.
The BR School Committee received some good news from the MSBA regarding the Mitchell School. The group voted to approve the district's schematic design to replace the existing Mitchell Elementary School. In a letter sent to the district, the Massachusetts School Building Authority says it is critical for the district to submit a schedule to the MSBA as soon as possible. The schedule should include the work plan to complete all the documentation for a future MSBA Board of Directors meeting and the date of the Bridgewater Town Council meeting that the project will be considered. There will be a pair of meetings coming up over the next month. The Bridgewater School Building Committee will hold these meetings to present the MSBA-approved schematic design for the new Mitchell School. The first will take place on May 8th at the Senior Center from 1 to 2:30 p.m., and the next meeting will take place on June 13th from 7 to 8:30 p.m. at the High School Lecture Hall, and there will be child care provided. For more information, you can visit www.bridgewaterschoolproject.com.
Good morning. Thank you for coming out on this miserable day.
The weather may have not been the best, but that didn't dash the spirits of vendors and shoppers at the 31st annual Bridgewater Academy Lions Club Indoor Crafts and Flea Market, held at the Old BR High School on April 13th. Residents and Lions Club members brought some of their homemade goods and timeless treasures to the school, and Rocky Taverna was there to talk to some of the vendors.
Okay, well, this is our 31st Indoor Antiques Crafts Flea Market. We have a little bit of everything. We have 40 41 vendors actually today with a wide variety of things, some new crafters that haven't been here before too, so there's all sorts of interesting things around. You never know what's going to turn up. There's some people who've cleaned out their attic and brought some things down too, and it's a good way to downsize. I did it.
These are antique tools, hand tools. This is what people would use maybe about 100 years ago, even older. Just upcycling at its best. Like this is a plane and turned it into a lamp, so it's a more functional piece if you're not a woodworker. A lot of people use these just as pieces that they put on display.
Practical walking sticks, you might say. I harvest the wood from local forests. I go to cemeteries after storms looking for broken limbs on some of those trees. I don't use any live wood. These come with scars and everything included, as you can see by a couple of them here. I have a lot of fun doing this. It's mainly weather related. The weather is good and it's fairly mild outside, I'm out there.
Why are you selling all the personal pictures you've taken?
Because people might enjoy them. I have a photo that I took in Salt Lake City, Utah, of a couple that I don't even know. They got married in front of the Mormon Tabernacle, and there's a huge pond there, and I call it a reflection of love.
It's a beautiful, beautiful picture.
Thank you. In Charleston, South Carolina, is Angel Oak. Angel Oak is over 1,500 years old, and it takes up over 27,000 square feet of land. Wow. You never know what you're going to find.
Rocky talked with more vendors at the flea market and craft fair, and you can watch that on our Facebook or YouTube pages coming soon. Taking a look at your health for this edition of the program. Nearly 2 in 3 adults in the United States are considered to be overweight or obese. Of course, goals are set for weight loss, but for many of those goals aren't met. A recent study shows an effective way to lose weight. All you need is a pen and paper. The study looked at 140 people who were overweight or obese. They were enrolled in a weight loss program for 6 months where they logged meals and had held group sessions online regarding strategies. Researchers found that it took just 15 minutes a day to log meals and that those who did it most frequently lost the most weight. Experts have known for years that keeping a food journal is an effective tool for people looking to either lose or maintain weight. The big thing is to make a lifestyle change. It may be hard to start if you don't record the data, but a food diary can serve as a GPS to help guide you where you need to be. Doctors say that the key to success is to continue logging over time.
The people who logged and consistently logged lost more weight than those who didn't. The people who were who had the most weight loss success, who lost 10% or more of their body weight, were the ones most likely to log multiple times a day and keep it up through the whole 6 months. This is something to really put into your day and make it a part of your routine. You don't say, well, I'm not sure, do I really want to brush my teeth? No, it's part of your routine. Keeping that food diary needs to be something that you just do because you know it's going to lead to your ultimate goal.
Living in the tech-savvy world that we do, using apps, email, or social media, doctors say we can use those to help reach our goals with daily reminders and calorie counters.
Good way to lose weight too, maybe run 26.2 miles in a marathon.
That's pretty effective, I would say.
Yeah, give it a shot. A lightning storm with blinding downpours would keep many people inside. However, for the tens of thousands of runners that have been training for the 123rd running of the Boston Marathon, it was just another obstacle. 13 people from Bridgewater ran the 26.2-mile trek from Hopkinton to Boston. All of them finished under 6 hours, and the fastest runner in town was Kim Shattuck, finishing in 3 hours, 48 minutes, and 22 seconds, followed by Maureen Lamey, who finished exactly 6 minutes later at 3 hours, 54 minutes, and 23 seconds. Christopher O'Donnell ran the marathon for the Dana-Farber Foundation and finished with a time of 4:47.24. You can see Justin Roberts' name on the screen. You may remember a couple of months ago we featured him on the Bridgewater Review for the Boston Celtics Shamrock Foundation. Justin finished with a time of 5 hours, 32 minutes, and 55 seconds. Congrats to all the runners on finishing the marathon. It's not every day you can combine technology and weather, but the new 5G network set to debut within the next year may affect how we plan our days. The FCC auctioned off frequencies on April 17th, which does happen. The frequencies are 24.25 to 24.45 gigahertz, among others. Now, something not known is that computer models use frequencies to detect water vapor in the atmosphere. Those frequencies around 23.8 gigahertz. So what does that mean for everyone? Forecasters warn that having 5G and computer model frequencies so close together could affect long-term forecasting. When challenging the sale of the frequencies, 3 members of the U.S. House Appropriations Subcommittee warned the FCC that forecasts would be reduced to what they were in the 1970s, about 24 hours. There have been requests from other members of government in Washington, D.C. to reconsider the sale. Again, 5G should be set to launching within the next year and will feature service at least 100 times faster than 4G.
Wow, Jeff is not going to be happy about that at all.
We just have more excuses when he gets the forecast wrong.
That's probably better for us in that case then.
There you go. On Bridgewater Review and Bridgewater Now, we tell you about some of the news and events happening from around town.
We also give you some stories that you can share or maybe even get a laugh out of. Let's take a look at some of these trending stories. A popular mattress chain is currently hiring, but it's not what you may think. Mattress Firm is now accepting applications for what they are calling their nap turns. The position would include napping and testing their mattresses as a 9-to-5 job. Along with sleeping in the mattresses, you'd also be expected to document your experience on social media with photos and videos of your experience, as well as doing interviews with other customers about their own sleeping habits. Like all jobs, this one of course requires their candidates to meet certain qualifications. For this job, they range for everywhere from being able to sleep at any time of the day to being able to edit short videos. Unfortunately, this would also require you to move to Houston, Texas, as that is where the job is located, unfortunately. Now, for those of us who don't get to sleep for a living, sometimes the thing that we see on our commute are the most interesting parts of our day. That was certainly the truth for a group of commuters on the Red Line Monday morning.
When passengers boarded the Red Line at the Ashmont station, they were joined by a furry 4-legged friend when a squirrel jumped on a train car. The creature rode 2 stops on the train until passengers banded together to help him off. Of course, before the squirrel got off, he had some interactions with his fellow commuters. One passenger fed him a piece of a granola bar, and another went so far as to pick him up and pet him. Luckily, both the squirrel and all of the passengers got through the experience unharmed.
I wish I could say that that was the craziest thing I've ever seen on the MBTA, but it's not.
Well, if you look at that picture, I think that train was mostly empty. Can you imagine that train at like 5 o'clock during rush hour?
Oh, it would be insane. The poor thing would be running around all over the place. Coming up in sports, Brian Berard has a recap of a new team kicking off on BTV, and a BR Trojan is going national.
Coming up next month, we have our Bridgewater Review Graduation Edition. We'll show you the highlights from graduations happening around the regional and over at the university. You can also take part in the show and send your congrats to the grads. If you have somebody walking across the stage over the next month in Bridgewater, you can leave a message for them and we'll put it on TV and online during our show. Send your message with the subject line "Congrats to the grads" to jlug@btvaccess.com and we'll put it on the air. We'll be right back.
You've messed up your son's haircut.
Mom?
Do you A, try to fix it?
Like it never happened.
B, work with what you got? Or C, show solidarity?
Thank you, baby.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Welcome back to the Bridgewater Review. I'm Brian Berard with your sports update. Although the season didn't quite end like they hoped it would, the Bridgewater Rainham girls basketball team was still quite special. Pulling off 16 wins in a row for the second consecutive season, the Trojans ended up with the #1 overall seed in the South Sectional with a 19-1 record. They made quick work of their first two postseason opponents in Newton North and King Philip, but they had to go up against one of the top defenses in the state in the sectional semifinals when they took on the Needham Rockets. The Trojans couldn't prevent the Rockets from taking off and lost 47-33, but the girls basketball team made it to the South Sectional semifinals in consecutive seasons and had quite the special group this year. One of the most highly skilled players in the country came into the BR basketball program as a freshman this year, but played like a senior. Before Shea Bolin even stepped foot on the floor at Monty Gymnasium this season, she already held 10 Division I scholarship offers. There is a reason why she's one of the best in the country, and that is a commitment to the game of basketball. When she's not playing for BR, she's playing for the Bay State Jaguars AAU club. But this spring, she played for the most elusive club of all, USA Basketball. Shea took part in the U18 3v3 basketball camp held in Colorado Springs. Bolin played for the WS Steelers Club, which went 3-2 in pool play. Though their team lost in a play-in game during the medal round, it was still a very successful trip for Bolin, in which she hit a game-winning overtime shot during one of the squad's 3 wins. Bolin took to Twitter to say thank you to USA Basketball for giving her the chance to compete. Since this camp, Bolin has received several more Division I offers. She'll surely be quite the player to keep tabs on for the next few seasons at the regional. Moving on to what many consider a fall sport, but around here, it's also a spring sport. The New England Bobcats kicked off their season a few weeks ago in their new league, the American Arena League. BTV had the privilege to team up with 4Deep Sports Talk to broadcast their home opener against the Jersey Bearcats. Bobcats beat the Bearcats 56-26 thanks in large part to the passing game and a stout defense by New England. BTV will be partnering up with 4Deep Sports Talk again for their broadcast against the Jersey Flight. Dominic Damiano and TJ Albin alongside Lucy Cabral will be on the call. The game will be live on the 4Deep Sports Talk YouTube page and will replay on BTV's Video On Demand page.
On Tuesday, May 14th at the library, David Moore from the Bridgewater Historical Commission will present an opportunity to look at photos of some little-known events and activities over the last 150 years. There will be 40 photos to view, and you can do that at 6:30 on the 14th. The event is free and open to the public.
The Rotary Club of the Bridgewaters are accepting nominations for their 2019 Citizen of the Year for Bridgewater, East Bridgewater, and West Bridgewater. This is the 20th year the award has been given to a citizen who has made a substantial contribution to the quality of life in their town. The event is sponsored by the Bridgewater Savings Bank, and this year there will be a ceremony to celebrate the prior winners. The deadline for nominations is August 15th. For more information, you can email bruce.marquis@comcast.net. The Comprehensive Master Plan Committee will meet on June 5th at 4:30 at the Senior Center. This is an opportunity for residents to give their ideas for the town moving forward. Land use, transportation, housing, economic development, and more is going to be discussed. For more information on the Comprehensive Master Plan and the meetings, visit the website on the bottom of your screen.
Quite the family night idea coming up on June 1st. Castaways at Old Scotland Links will be showing the Lego Movie, the second part. This is taking place outdoors with the fun starting at 6:30 and the movie starting at sundown. During the event, donations will be accepted for the Bridgewater Cares Family Fund. The group is accepting toys, canned goods, and clothes. For the kids, there will be fun activities, face painting, and a visit from a very popular comic book superhero. While the movie is showing, there will be an outside bar and adult beverages and food available to purchase. Just bring your blanket or chairs for seating. The rain date is June 14th. For more information, visit Castaways at Old Scotland Links Facebook page.
It almost always rains on June 1st, I would know.
How would you know that?
It's my birthday.
There you go.
It always
so
rains.
Write that down.
Always rains. That's all for this edition of the program. In the meantime, don't forget to follow us on social media. You can see the usernames on your screens right now.
We also have original programming on our website with Bridgewater Now and the new and improved forecast with the same Jeff Fowler.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.